In this lecture, we'll create enemy waves using a control track on our timeline. Now that we've properly rigged up different enemy variants, we can actually now use those in our timeline to create different waves of enemies. I don't think we need these enemies 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in our hierarchy anymore. Let's just go ahead and delete those. Thank you very much for helping us out. At the moment, we only have one timeline in our entire scene, which is our master timeline. But we can actually control other timelines inside of other timelines, having a little bit of timeline inception. We do that by using control tracks. On our master timeline, hit this little plus icon where it has the drop down and create our first control track. This control track can host other timelines, specifically .playable files. If you remember when you created your first timeline in our timelines folder, this master timeline is a .playable file. Let's go ahead and create our second timeline. To do that, let's keep things organized, and in our hierarchy, just create another empty game object that we can rename timelines. Inside of timelines, let's drag our master timelines inside this empty game object. Inside of timelines, let's create one more empty game object that we can call enemy waves. At the moment, I don't believe we have any other enemies in our scene other than our straggler placeholder over here. We can go ahead and delete this entirely. Let's just delete this entire parent game object enemies to keep our hierarchy clean. And let's create our first wave just kind of right here at the very beginning. Let's go drag a few different prefabs in our scene. So prefabs, ships. Let's have our first wave just be 3 butterflies that appear and fly in front of our player relatively just soon at the beginning. Let's actually see how quickly our player ship turns. It's probably going to be a little bit off. Maybe we should do it right around here, at least for testing purposes, right after our player does the first bank. Let's go ahead and drag a butterfly into our scene. Now I'm noticing I think my butterfly is actually significantly too small. When we want to resize these sorts of prefab game objects, we now have the option to go into the model specifically, up the model, and then in turn also up our collider. Or in this case, we could actually just scale up our entire parent game object directly to make sure our collider scales with it. This is somewhat of a design choice depending on how you want to properly handle the scaling of your objects. In this case, with the model still having the scale of 1, 1, 1, I feel comfortable scaling up our prefabs directly at the parent most level. With that scaled up at about an appropriate size, we can then apply that to the prefab to make sure all of our butterflies have this same size. Let's go ahead and move this over here. It looks like I've got that still rotating around its pivot. Let's just change that to center in my top leftmost scene view. I'm going to have my first wave just kind of fly in from around this hill to where we can kind of just barely see it in our game view, angle it over here, and I'm going to have it kind of fly from here to there, but there's going to be 3. It can kind of dip down to make sure our player can shoot it. We might also have to rework our player rig as well. With our first butterfly game object in our hierarchy, let's right-click enemy waves to create an actual wave. Let's create an empty wave, and let's just call this 3 butterflies. You can name it whatever you'd like, but I think being a bit more explicit on exactly what the wave is so we can reuse it later in our scene makes a bit more sense. Let's drag our butterfly model inside of our 3 butterfly waves, and then let's just duplicate the butterfly twice to have 3 total butterflies. Let's slide one over here and slide the second one just kind of behind it so it looks like a natural enemy wave coming in, dipping down, and flying over the mountain. With our 3 butterfly waves selected, going over to our timeline, we now have the option to create our second timeline. Just make sure your 3 butterflies wave is actually selected, not necessarily each individual butterfly or the enemy wave's parent, the actual wave itself hosting the 3 butterflies. Let's go ahead and click Create. Inside of our Assets folder, Timelines folder, let's create a 3 butterflies space timeline. And we'll save that to our Timelines folder. And here we are, our second timeline separate from our master timeline. Let's get to animating, shall we? Let's go ahead and lock this in our timeline window, selecting all 3 butterflies at the same time and dragging it into our timeline to add 3 different animation tracks, similar to what we've been accustomed to before. Let's go ahead and hit record on all 3 with all 3 selected. I'm going to right-click position just to add that very first key to where we'd like to start our timeline. Let's just start with something simple and just move our 3 ships from point A to point B over 7 or 8 seconds or so. So I'll just kind of move it to the 7-second mark on our 3 butterflies timeline, move it from about there to about there. Now our player might still be able to see this depending on where we're at in our master timeline. We'll get to that in a second. Just to add some variety, right here in the middle, let's actually just kind of dip this down, click maybe 1 butterfly, move it up a little bit, another butterfly, maybe actually have it moving forward a little bit. And our third butterfly, we can just move it up a little bit just to have some variation actually as you scrub through this 3 butterflies timeline, just to kind of give it some organic movement, but keeping them all 3 clumps together. Looking good for now. Let's go ahead and unclick record. With this timeline created, let's go back to our master timeline. Unclick lock so we can actually see it. Now you can see it's not actually scrubbing along our master timeline because it's been created separately. If you were to click play, however, you should still see these 3 butterflies immediately starting their animation right at the beginning of the game. But it didn't actually really line up with where our player ship was flying now, did it? What we can do is actually take our 3 butterflies wave. Let's go ahead and lock our master timeline just to make sure it doesn't get unselected. And you can drag this 3 butterflies wave directly into your control track. Now you have the option to actually just move this along your master timeline to get things lined up correctly. So if you were to scrub along, maybe something around here, I think looks a little bit more accurate. Our player ship is probably a little bit too low. I think we can move that up so we make it a little bit easier to shoot. We'll get to that later. For now, we're still just playtesting and creating new mechanics. And you can see when we have our master timeline selected, actually at the very beginning, our 3 butterflies parent game object hosting our 3 butterflies is completely inactive in our scene hierarchy. You can actually see them only become active once it scrubs along that specific section of our master timeline. Once you scrub past it on the master timeline, it will then once again go inactive in our scene. We can go one step further and even prefab this entire wave. So let's go ahead and do that. We can just unlock that for now, just to kind of get things active once again in our hierarchy. Project, prefabs. Let's create another folder called enemy waves. Inside this folder, we can now prefab this entire wave. Let's go ahead and do that. With this entire wave prefabbed, you can reuse it now as many times as you'd like and even angle things a little bit differently. So if you were to actually drag this entire prefab into your scene over here, for example, you can position it to actually have just a slightly different direction. So we can rotate it to actually move this direction, and now all 3 of our ships will still have the same animation, but it'll just fly in the direction we're now pointing. We can actually see that tested now if we just hit play. Now again, it's not actually on the master timeline, but you can see it automatically playing, keeping that same animation. Now, of course, it's a little bit too low, so let's just go ahead and rework that. Let's raise it up a little bit. Go over to our master timeline, open the timeline window, and create a second control track. Let's make sure our 3 butterflies second wave is also just dragged inside of our enemy waves empty game object for organization. And we can rename this in the hierarchy just to be a little bit more explicit. So 3 butterflies, we'll just call this -1. And we can call this one 3 butterflies -2 just to keep things a little bit more organized. Back to our master timeline, hit lock, and then inside of our second control track, we can actually just drag this in directly to make sure it appears at a slightly different time in our scene. And now that we actually have 2 different control tracks with 2 different 3 butterfly waves, you can just scrub along your master timeline and see where they properly appear. Now, you don't technically need multiple control tracks, but sometimes they overlap and you will need to organize them according to your own preferences. For example, you can actually have 2 different timelines on the same control track depending on how you want to control things. For example, you can actually duplicate an entirely new different wave and drag it in the same control track row, and it will appear just as you'd expect as soon as you get to that spot in the master timeline. You might want to control things and organize things a little bit differently. For example, a little bit later on, we're going to create a friendly ship to fly side by side near our player rig, kind of bobbing and weaving in and out of our timeline, depending on when we want it to appear, and we can keep that entirely on one control track. So of course, this is a bit messy at the moment and doesn't actually really make a whole ton of sense. But for now, I'll just rename this 3 butterflies 3, drag it down just so it's in chronological order, not necessarily how it appears on the timeline, but just our naming convention. You can organize that however you'd like, and that introduces us to this lecture's challenge. Take some time to practice using reusable enemy waves. Create an enemy wave timeline and prefab the entire wave. Reuse it on your master timeline at least 3 times, largely just for practice. We're really close to introducing all the mechanics and systems that we'd like to in this section. Pretty soon we'll be introducing just a little bit of a story with some dialogue that we can also slap on our timeline. So hold off on getting too specific on your exact level and how it'll be laid out. For now, just take some time to practice putting in some different enemy waves with however much time you currently have on your master timeline. Don't be too privy about it. Pause the video, give it an honest effort, and I'll see you back here in a few moments. Welcome back. I think all I'd like to do, at least for some testing, is just move my player rig up a tad at the very beginning to make sure we can properly shoot our enemy waves. And this third enemy timeline over here on our first control track doesn't really seem to make a whole bunch of sense. Our player is currently over here at this point, so I'm just going to actually slide it over here. I can actually use it right around this endpoint, at least for testing purposes. And I have a bit of a rule of thumb that as long as your player actually can't see it in your game view, well, it doesn't really matter too much, as long as it somewhat makes sense visually on the game view. So let's go ahead and kind of see what that looks like. Our enemy ships appear right around there, kind of give us something to shoot at. They're probably a little bit too close. Let's just slide it back a little bit, probably somewhere around there. See what that looks like. And they just run into the mountains and we win. Yes, game over, mission successful. I'm not going to spend too much time on that now. In the next lecture, we'll introduce some dialogue to get a bit of a storyline going, and I'll start to be a bit more specific with my wave movement. For now, I'm ready to move on. When you are too, I'll see you on the next one.